Hello, everybody. It is 8 o'clock Thursday night. I gotta be real honest with you guys. I kind of missed you guys because we didn't have our live on last week. It was the holiday and all, and we didn't have our live last week. And I missed you guys for a few weeks. I really, really did. But I did have a really good time with my friend Shauna in Lake Placid in her beautiful new home. And she showed me her beautiful, beautiful garden. She has all types of things growing in her garden. It was really, really a beautiful trip. And then afterwards was not so beautiful, but we'll get into that again tonight too. But it's really good for you guys to be here. A thing is saying my connection is weak. Why is that? Waited for a few people to chime in into the group on the live tonight, so that way we can get things going and popping on the live tonight. Really, really miss you guys. Gonna have a really good conversation, more of a I want to say maybe a self-realization conversation tonight, and we can talk about some things that we all kind of need to really, really consider, provided the circumstances with what we're going through and how we're all transitioning into the African Biomineral Balance. So, hi, Mr. Peoples. First one here for tonight. I love it. I am so impressed with you and all your activities in the group. I'm happy that you are joining us for the fast this month. And I'm so excited to hear some really, really great results from you, Mr. People. So glad that you are here. We're just waiting for some more people to show up, so that way we can get things popping and going for tonight for our hour live with T-Posh Naturals. Talk about some really great information so that way we can put some things in perspective in regards to the message and the things that Dr. Sebi has left for us in spirit with all the work he's done. And that's what we're going to be talking about, pretty much gene food consistency tonight. This light is like killing my eye, so I'm going to have to switch it a little bit. Oh, that's a little bit too dark now. No, I gotta just make sure I don't look that way. Yes, I see someone else popped up. Oh, hi, Miss Flora. Love you, girl. Hey, Massey, I see you too. But we're definitely gonna have a really, really great conversation tonight, guys, about the gene food consistency. As you know, if you don't know already, I listen to a lot of Dr. Sebi videos and YouTube videos, and a lot of the information that we speak about, that I speak about on Thursdays, are coming directly from most of his videos and his lectures that he have. I mean, I don't even listen to the music in my car. I get in my car and my phone is plugged up to my car, and I'm always having a YouTube video on with Dr. Sebi, and this is where I'm getting a lot of my information from. And I just use common sense, and I'm blessed to be able to bring some of this information to you guys. Look like we're gonna have a small house tonight. Am I showing? Is it showing okay? Because I see where my connection may be weak. Is everything showing okay, Flora and Gerald? Just type a message and let me know you can hear me fine, you can see everything, and everything is good in that regard, is it? Hi, Novella. Hi, lovely. Francesca Davis. I see everyone is rolling in. Hi, ladies. Novella, I'm so excited for you. I really, I get a little tingles when I see your picture and see your involvement and everything. You having a problem, Flora? Oh. Anybody else having a problem? Because I just saw a message where my connection may be weak. I may need to move the phone in a different direction. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Anybody else? Okay, so let me try and move. Give me a minute. It says my connection is weak. So let me see if I can move it this way. No, let's do that. Okay, hold on, guys. I may have to go back into my old location, so give me a minute. Because the connection doesn't seem to be going so well in the front area. All right. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, it did say service was interrupted. Okay. All right, so let me see if this is going to be better. Hold on, guys. Okay, it looks like my bathroom is in. Okay. It's still saying the same thing. Your connection is weak. Are we going to have technical difficulties tonight? Probably. It's raining and Comcast is a mess when it's raining, like storm or something. I don't know what it is, but let's see. Okay, so this is what I'm going to have to do, guys, because it does say connection is weak. Oh, it went off again. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to try to do as much as I can and, you know, just talk in the old location tonight, the regular location. Seems like it may work better in here anyway, and just give you guys the information that I need to deliver tonight. But just give me 1 second. Let me transfer all of my information in here, all of my notes and everything and the lighting. So that way we can get things started. We have about 5 guys in here waiting for a few more guys to come in anyway. So as we're waiting a little bit, just be patient with me a little bit. Got some great information for to share with you that we can share with each other basically. And I'll be right with you guys. Okay, give me a second. Let me transfer everything. Got it. All right. So one thing I can tell you guys about this live thing is when there's a problem, there's nothing you can do to fix it. You just got to go with the flow. Hey, Shauna, and that's what we are doing. And because I have beautiful partners that understand and know all of this is coming from my heart, and know I like to just keep it real 100%. No fake, no flodge, just keeping it real. Your homegirl down the street, and that's how I do. But sorry I'm not able to cut this part and figure all this out since we had a weak connection. It's raining, and with Comcast we always have problems with Comcast when it rains. I'm pretty sure some of you guys know that happens anyway. So give me another second. I'm just going to get one more note and we'll get to started. Okay. All right. Everything's transferred. Hey, can you do my favor and bring me a chair? Yeah. Okay, so everything is transferred. Hi, Catalia, Gino. I'm having some technical difficulties tonight, so that's why things seems like it's a little bit out of order. But I promise I'll make up for it by the time the live is over tonight. I'm so glad that you guys are being a little bit patient with me with this transition. You know how the live thing is.
Baby,
okay, Novella.
Here you go.
Thank you. It's not a problem.
It's good?
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
Okay, thank you. All right. So let's get started with our conversation for tonight. There's two things I want to talk about tonight. Hey, Big Red. Two things I want to express to you guys tonight. We don't have a big crowd, but that's okay. God is in control, and he always put the right people in place when they need to be in place. And of course, the video will be up for people to watch it a little bit later to get the information. I don't delete the videos because I like when guys share it. The more people hear the message, then the more people we can get in tune with what we're doing in the African Binomineral Balance. So anyway, again, this is Tyresha. If you don't know, this is Tyresha with T-Posh Naturals every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Unless I have some type of special announcement, a holiday, I come on to the live. I usually do it on my normal page, but the Spirit led me to do this in the group only. Because one of the things that I noticed is that with the people in the group, you guys kind of understand a little bit better than most of the people that's just on my wall. When it's hot in here, I might take this jacket off. That's on my wall. And the Spirit just said, do it in a group. Because you guys are really, really have a purpose on your life, if you know it or not. And that's one of the first things I'm going to talk about, the fast. That I want to make a huge announcement, but not a huge announcement, but I want to, be led by God to bring a message to you about the fast. So the first thing we're going to talk about, not too much about it, because most of the video is going to be about gene food consistency and how we can all figure things out for ourselves. We have a lot of information going around. And what I also noticed with all the information that is going around, a lot of people are getting into this African Binomineral Balance, and because of all of the different information, all of the different perspectives, people get confused, people get a little bit discouraged and say, these people don't know what they're talking about, and so on and so forth. And we also have to keep it real. Our master teacher, Dr. Sebi, is no longer with us, so there's no telling what things may go on as we move on in the future. And right now, what we're doing, while everybody is out here looking for truth, and you're trying to, and I got this from UZ, so I'm just giving you credit right there. But everybody out here, we always go out and want to look for truth and want people to tell us the truth. But at the end of the day, most people don't give you truth. Most people will just give you their perspective of what they feel it is, or how they feel it should go, or how they feel that things should flow. But we have to get into a place where we use some of the things that Dr. Sebi has taught us in his lectures and his videos and his interviews of how we can figure these things out for ourselves. His Spirit is living in all of us. No one is better than the other. No one has more. Some people may have more information because they've been studying it a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we as a people are in a transition where we're transitioning our culture one person at a time. So we just have to be tolerant of each other. We have to be receptive to be able to share the information with everybody on a level where people can understand. But in order to do that, you also need to take some key information that Dr. Sebi is telling us in his lectures and make sure we know how to research things and figure things out for ourselves. So when we do get information from other people, even myself, we know exactly what to research. We know how to cost reference for ourselves. And that way you know what it is that you're doing, why you're doing, and why this is on the list, or why that's not on the list, and why this is alkaline, or why this is natural or not. So I'm about to get way into that topic, but I want to talk about the fast first. But that's the gist of what we're going to be talking about tonight in this video. I want to give you guys some insights on how to research this stuff yourself, how to come to a level of understanding where you can understand what you're doing by transitioning into the African biomineral balance, and you can have a clear understanding for yourself. And when you communicate with other people, that's just bonding the information that you have, instead of you necessarily going into this situation blinded, getting, overwhelmed with all the information, and then you just get confused and just out of the place because people are just telling you what their perspective is. So here at T-Posh Naturals, the main thing I can tell you, I'm not here to, change or get to everybody. I'm not going to get to everybody. But what I am here to do is to help you make sure that you can help somebody else. And it only takes one person at a time. So, a lot of people have businesses going on, with that think that way and see that way. Dr. Sebi, in his videos, have mentioned this over and over again. We just need to be tolerant of each other. We need to be there to support each other, and it cannot be about solely you. It has to be about people. I love it when I see so many people that have herbs or doing this, and as long as you're doing it the right way, you're not misleading or manipulating anyone. The more of us can do this, then the more people that we can touch. Yes, it is going to freeze tonight, guys, I believe, because it is raining, and I have Comcast, and every time it rains, our connection gets a little bit out of whack. So I do apologize about that, Kendra, but I'm gonna try to make this a little quick video tonight as much as I could. So due to the conditions and the services, because I know it kind of could be aggravating. And if I have to do this over in a little video, so people can watch it later, I'll do that too. So first part of tonight's conference live is the fast. So I need to give you a spiritual message about the fast. I've said many times before that we are in the midst of an awakening, okay? And what my spirit has led me to understand and see and feel for the last week or so is that we are not the only ones that's going into this fast. Here in the Sebi-an Hall, okay, Shauna's getting cut off too. Here in the Sebi-an Hall, we do a fast every month, the first of the month, for 7 days. There's a few reasons that we do this. One, if you're trying to prepare yourself to go into, let's say, a 21-day, 30-day, 90-day fast, just like the fasting steps that Alexis posted before and I posted earlier today, you have to wean yourself into this, guys. I mean, you're taking 30, 40, 50 years of habits and doing something so drastic to your system. You have to wean yourself into it. So we do a little bit at a time. Here at T-Posh, what we do is we first start off with the 1 day a week. And if you purchase herbs from me and you've had a consultation with me, you have your day of atonement. Well, every week on that day, I was born on a Thursday. So, of course, today is Thursday, and it's yet again the beginning of a new fast. I fast every Thursday. One, I'm getting used to fasting. My system is used to fasting on a Thursday. So it's easier for me to now go into, let's say, a 7-day, because I've already did months and months and months of where I fast every Thursday. And then once you do a 7-day, that means you push your system a little bit further. So that way, when you get ready to go into a 21-day or a 30-day or a 90-day or whatever days, you are working your way into this. So that's why we do this every single month on the first, to give people opportunity to start weaning yourself into a fast when you feel that the time is right for you. So every month on the first, we'll do the fast. However, for December the 1st, it is something very peculiar, very special about this fast, and you need to hear this message. So if you're on this live, or if you even watch this live a little bit later, please take this to heart. I pray, I meditate every Thursday before I get onto this live, and my prayer is, God, use me as you see fit. I know y'all hear me say that all the time. So a lot of times with what I'm saying, it is really, really a spiritual call. So let me explain something to you. With this fast for December, and you leading up, it is definitely a way that is leading you up to a 21-day fast starting January. God has a real powerful movement going on for 2017. I got chills right now. 2017 is going to be an amazing, I know pastors say this all the time, people say this all the time, but if you are following this African biomineral balance and you are actively transitioning yourself into this, God is about to use you in an amazing way for 2017. You are one of the leaders of tomorrow. You are leading this culture and, leading us into a shift. And January 1st, you really want to be a part of that 21-day fast. So throughout the December, I'll post a lot of posts about fasting, about preparing for the fast, because when you fast and your body is cleansed and you're doing your meditation and your prayers, God can really talk to you, speak to you, and move in your life. And a lot of things that you've been looking for in your life that you haven't not been able to accomplish, it starts happening when you're in a fast. It's a lot of things that you probably have been wanting or you've been applying for, or things that you always wanted to do and you could never do it before. But for some reason, when you get into a fast where you're actually submitting yourself internally, physically, and mentally to the power of God, and He takes over your life, oh my God, it's amazing. That's how I got to where I am. Right now, since I did my first 21-day fast, it's like everything that I ever imagined that I wanted, things on my vision board, it's like coming to me like right in my face. Like, it's really amazing. And this is not just for me. This is happening for you and your entire family. So it is very important that in December, you start racking up on your herbs, your minerals, your compounds, whatever it is that you need. You need to prepare January 1st, 2017 for that 21-day fast. It is almost like God is calling His people, those people that are awake, okay? I say this all the time before. Some of you may not have heard it before because you're kind of new to the group. Y'all sleep. We here in the Sebi-an Hall, we are awake. And God has a group of people that we are really, really awake. I know sometimes you may be having a conversation with your girlfriend and then you log on to Facebook, and lo and behold, here comes Tarisha Nelson just said what you told your girlfriend. Or somebody just mentioned exactly what it is that you was thinking about. Usually what that is a confirmation, guys. It is something so powerful that is going to happen with you, your family, your life, your dreams, your aspirations. Why? Because you are now cleansing yourself. You are allowing love to take over your environment. And now God sees a way that He can truly use you and do the things that He created for you at the time that you was born. So you want to be prepared for that 21-day fast in January. And December 1st is a perfect way to do that. So I see many people from all walks of life, just like I posted a thing about David Banner. I am so honored to even have Crush Foster and Z Malachi, all of them, to be a part of this fast for December the 1st for just for the 7 days, because it is a bit of preparations. It is so many things are going to come out to you to prepare you, to build you, to create your business, to bring your families together, to heal your body, to eliminate, sicknesses. Most of you will then become healers for your family. But in order to do that, you have to be in tune with what God has in store for your life. So this is why this fast is truly, truly, truly important, because God can't get to you unless you cleanse yourself and unless you are totally in line to where you can see, feel, and hear God the way that He needs to work and move in your life. This is not about you. This is about God using you to do His work, using you by giving you a certain passion that fits the bill of how He wants to move our culture forward. Because it's going to happen. Whether you drop out, you give up, or whatever the case may be, it's going to happen with or without you. But you have been working so hard. You've been listening to Dr. Sebi videos. You've been changing your food. You've been actively trying crying. This is something so important to you. To anything you see alkaline or African biomineral balance, you are so in tune. And it is not by chance that this is happening. This is happening because God has a call on your life, and you are paying attention to that. It's like he is calling his people forward right now, guys. And if you're not awake, he can't use you. You just have to be an example. But thank God Almighty that the people that's in this group, like Carol and Christy and Jamelia, and George Peoples and Miss Novella and Kinda, and you have been chosen, my love. You have been chosen to move this culture forward. You have been chosen to be the point of contact for the people in your environment and in your community, in your family, to be that point of contact where you can heal people. You can, birth your dreams and your aspirations. You are going to be able to do that as long as you align yourself with what God has for you, and start with this fast. So understand what is happening with the fast. Like I said earlier, we're right now in stage 2 of the fast. I post the video. I post the layout of how to do your fast routine. Right now, for the first 2 or 3 days or so, you're fighting those hungers. You're telling your mind, no, you ain't hungry. You're tripping. You just think you're hungry, but you ain't hungry. And you just moving forward. Today, I took the green food for the first time today. The green food, which is a compound from Dr. Sebi-an for LA office. And I noticed I didn't even drink my smoothie. I'm still not even hungry. Like, it really does work. And I just got something special. I'll tell you what it is tonight. That may even move this forward and help us along the way with our fast, especially as we're leading up for the January 1st fast. We have to be in tune. We have to be in tune and allow God to use us how he see fit. So whatever your talents is, by the end of this year, you need to be getting your journal books, writing down your dreams, writing down your business plan, what it is that you will do. And don't doubt yourself. Oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I don't have the resources. Oh, I don't have the people. Oh, the people don't like me. Do not do that. You are worried about the wrong thing, because as long as you are in line with God, the Creator, Yahweh, however you reference the Creator, the natural, nature, however you reference the Creator himself, whatever importance that is for you, he has control over your passion and your aspirations, and he's trying to get to you. That's why you're so interested into this. So make sure you're, posting your experiences. Other people need to know how to deal with this when it comes to January 1st, 2017. You're going to hear me talking about that a lot, because God got some major stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it's going to happen. But if you're not in line from 2017, it could very well be your worst year. Okay, because God is moving some stuff. Y'all don't see how people acting? It's like whatever is festering in your mind, whatever your thoughts is, it's expanding it 2 times more. If you're an evil person, you're doing all kind of evil stuff, cussing out people, have no respect for nobody. If you're a loving person, you're just loving on people more. You're doing things for people more. I mean, whatever your mindset is, it is festering to another level. And 2017 is even going to be more powerful. So I want to make sure all the Sebi-ans in the Sebi-an Hall is prepared for whatever it is that God has in store for us. But we must be prepared with this fast. So let's move forward with this 7-day fast. Work it out. Then for the rest of the year, we're going to, move forward and prepare ourselves. Make sure you have your Day of Atonement. So you're fasting that day, every day of the every week for the rest of December. And in January, be prepared for that 21-day fast, because God is truly going to move in your life. It's a lot of things about to be revealed to us. And we are going to be the ones that's going to have to help switch people to understand what we've been, going through, how we've been manipulated, all the way even down to religion. Okay, and what has happened to us as African American people, or even if you're not African American, why you cannot seem to move forward in your life, or there's also some issues or situations going on in your life that you feel like that's hindering you. all those chains are about to be broken. And it is going to be a massive, massive year for 2017. So I want to make sure you guys are prepared. So enough of that. That fast is important. The one for this week is important, but this is all working up to the January 1st, 2017, 21-day fast. If you've never fasted before, you need to get on the phone with somebody in the Sebi-an Hall or get in somebody's email inbox about the Sebi-an Hall. Find out how I need to prepare for this fast. What do I need to have? Because God is calling attention to you with this 21-day fast coming for January. This is your calling. This is him saying to you right now through my voice, listen, I've been waiting on this moment, and I've been looking for people. I've been looking for people just like you to hear me, to understand me, to know how I am moving things forward. And everything that I promise you is already written. You already know it, but it's hidden. Dr. Sebi even said one time before on one of his videos, he said, listen, somebody asked him to say, are all African Americans smart like you? He was like, they all smarter than me. They smarter than me. They just don't know it. And that's what we've been dealing with. We have not, been able to realize, identify the power that we have within us because we've been dumbed down to believe something that is not true. But as you can see, all veils are falling down and our eyes are uncovered and we are awake, and you are the leader of tomorrow. So you got to be prepared. You're here right now. You're listening right now. This is your calling. God is calling for you. Yahweh is calling for you. I'm so inspired, y'all, by young Israel. He be having some powerful stuff on his post. Tyrone be having some powerful stuff on his post. Y'all better listen to these messages. This is not no play stuff. Whatever it is that you always wanted to do or wanted to be, listen to these messages. Get yourself prepared for 2017. But if you're not a part of the fast, it's not saying that it may not happen for you, but there's something special happening for January 1st. So whatever it is that you're doing, just prepare yourself for the rest of the year to be prepared for January 1st, 2017 fast. It needs to be a massive fast. If you are awake, if you are ready to change your life, you're ready to birth your dreams, you need to be a part of that fast January 1st, 2017. And the fast that we're doing right now is just helping us prepare for it. So enough about the fast. That's the message I wanted to tell you about the fast. We're going to get right into the gist of what we're talking about tonight, which is gene food consistency. And then I'm going to tell y'all a little experience because y'all going to hear me coughing a lot. I've been coughing quite a bit on a lot of my videos, and I'm going to tell you why. Quite shocking. So when you get into this African biomineral balance, okay, even after your first 21-day fast, you will have cravings. Let's keep this real, guys, because I want y'all to know what to expect. Most people will have cravings, and I had those cravings. And sometimes I was eating things that I know I wasn't supposed to eat. But what happened now, Thanksgiving weekend, I was so hard-headed. I cooked my alkaline meal. I ate some of the food. The meatballs I didn't like. I'm just keeping it real. But I messed around and ate some macaroni and cheese because that was my favorite. I ate some banana pudding. And in less than 12 hours, my entire head, guys, was filled with mucus. Like it just got there and it just got stuck. And I was so sick all week, guys, pretty much. From Sunday up until yesterday, I started feeling a little bit better. I was so sick. And everything that I've learned and taught and everything I've been teaching you guys came right back into my face. It's like, I'm going to show you. I've seen it. I have felt it for myself. Once you get this stuff out of your system, if you then try to reintroduce that stuff back into your system, it is going to knock you out. Okay, trust me. It is an illness, like a sickness, like I don't think I have never been that sick before. And I still have tons and tons of mucus that's coming out. So it might be a little disgusting. You'll see me cough. You'll see me blow my nose and things like that. I'm so sorry. But that's what I did. Being hard-headed and not, following and being kind of disciplined. So I can tell you one thing. That will never ever happen again. It is so true. If your body is in an alkaline environment, you cannot get sick. And the fact that I got sick let me know that I was all the way out of the environment that I worked so hard to get to. Sorry, that I worked so hard to get to. And it will never ever happen again. No problem, Jamelia. So trust me, guys, when you are, transitioning and you have those cravings, try to be careful with these cravings, because it'll tell your body right back down like real quick, and it'll never ever happen to me again. So anyway, let's talk about gene food consistency. And let me tell you one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation tonight. On my post earlier in the Sebi-an Hall, we had a conversation about collard greens. This is collard greens. And what I noticed, I've been eating collard greens, but apparently the collard greens is not on the nutritional guides. You don't see collard greens on the nutritional guide. So I thought, and I was wrong, that the collard greens was part of the amaranth, green leafy vegetables or whatever case, because it's right here, green leafy vegetables. But on this paper, my research for the day, those green leafy vegetables is kale, dandelion, and something about lamb quarters that I never knew. So I've been eating collard greens. So I had to test that today. And let me tell you why I decided to test it. Sometimes, because we've been educated. We've been taken out of our system, okay? We've been taken out of our culture, our African culture, many, many years ago, our ancestors. Our food didn't come with us. We already know about that, right? But Dr. Sebi has, mentioned that we are all so educated that sometimes we just overthink some things. Some things is just common sense. You ever notice you have a person that could be a college graduate and so smart, like book smart, scientist, book smart, but have absolutely no common sense whatsoever. And it could be vice versa. You have a person that have common sense, but cannot tell you nothing about studies in the book. What has happened to us, guys, if we've been educated from the time we was kids, we go to daycare, then we got to go to elementary school, we go to middle school, go to high school, and then you go all the way up through college. We're so educated that sometimes we just overthink things. The information that we need to know, Dr. Sebi has told us exactly what to do to find out what we need to know. He told us what we need to do to find out if what's alkaline or not alkaline, and what's natural and what's not natural. So what are those things? Simple as 1, 2, 3. But then we will listen to other people's perspective and how they feel it should be, just like the pastor. When the pastor is reading the Bible, he's reading the scripture, he's going to tell you the scripture the way that he see it. Okay, and that's why a whole lot of us is kind of complex and mixed when it comes to religion, because we're only learning another person's perspective. But sometimes the basic things that we need to know that God is in control is really just common sense. So the common sense thing is, especially when people argue about what's on the nutritional guide, what's not on the nutritional guide, why this that way, why that way, and we all confused. We don't know what water to drink, you don't know what to eat, what not to eat. The list so limited and so on and so forth, but there is a reason. So there's 2 things I want you to remember how you can test things for yourself. 1, what is natural or not? If there is no seed, it is not natural. Okay? Anything that God makes, God create through the earth, it has a seed. Even me and you, we came from a seed. Okay, so that's number 1, the seed. But even if you have things that have a seed, the way that things are hybrid, crossbreeding, fake stuff, not so fake stuff, things filled with starch, acid, things like that, we also need to take it another level. And that's where you then begin to test for alkaline. These are pH test strips. There was another debate about that. But this is pretty much litmus paper. They've been using litmus paper for years, like scientists, and you go to school with the frogs and you use the paper and the paper change color. And this is how they figure out what pH levels is in certain substance. So this is nothing new. So you find out what the pH level is. And a lot of us don't even know what pH is. We just now getting into it because we are now into the African biomineral balance. But anything that is a 7.0 or above, and this is coming from very simple, from Dr. Sebi. Anything that is a 7.0 or above, it is alkaline, it is natural, it is in its natural state the way that God made it. Because anything that's below 7.0, something is in it that causes it to be acidic. Something is in it that causes it be too acidic. So let's break that down. Let's say, for example, they say collard greens is not it. So I wanted to find out. Let's see if collard greens are it or not. So I got some distilled water. With the distilled water, what happens is distilled water is neutral. It's not, acidic or alkaline, is neutral. So anything you want to test, probably best to use in distilled water. So I cook the greens a little bit so that way the juice or the water can come from the greens. So that way that's the substance that I'm testing. So then I put the test script in. When I put the test script in, the collard greens came out at a 6.5. What does that mean? It's acidic. So guess what? That's why the hell the collard greens is not on the nutritional guide. So guess what? I ain't eating no collard greens no more because it's acidic. Especially right now. I'm sick. I'm fasting. So that ain't happening anyway. But now I understand for myself why collard greens is not on the list. I didn't have to go and listen to somebody or, just choose somebody else's perspective of why it's not on the list or why it's on the list. Now I can research based on how Dr. Sebi has taught us to understand and research for ourselves. Because if some people like to give information, I don't want to tell you, I don't secret because that's for me and it's going to benefit me. But what happens if something happened to you and you're not here no more, just like Dr. Sebi? Then how somebody else going to learn the information that you learned? So it's kind of best sometimes to teach people how to figure it out for yourself, because you go a long way with that. You can go a long way when you know how to figure out for yourself and test for yourself. Okay, of course, we don't have no laboratories. We're not traveling all over Africa finding herbs. So we're using I am using the resources, the message that I'm getting from Dr. Sebi, research it as much as I could with the information that I got, and I just use common sense. Okay, so if this is not on the nutritional guide, let me test it. Oh, it's acidic. That's why it's not on the nutritional guide. I didn't necessarily go from group to group and friend to friend and say, hey, why you think collard greens not on the nutritional guide? Because by the time you get to the 5th person, you're going to be confused. You're going to be aggravated. Somebody's going to be to piss you off because they ain't thinking or seeing things the way you seeing things. And anytime we want to express something to somebody for some reason, we're going to express it away so people can see things the way that I see it. For some reason, not just me either, I just have a different flow. Because if I bring information to you, I want you to be able to go and share the information with somebody else. But how you going to be able to do that if I won't show you how to do it for yourself? Dr. Sebi is not here with us anymore. And eventually 5, 6, 7 years down the line, we all going to support, usually all supporting LA office, his daughters, his baby daughter that's going to be the soon-to-be doctor. Many things are coming out to be able to support them, especially from this group. A lot of things that we're going to have coming out to support them 100%, because we cannot forget about where we getting this information from. That's true. But we need to kind of use common sense when it comes to this stuff, guys. Be tolerant with each other. Everybody don't know everything. Dr. Sebi said himself that he didn't know everything. So it's now time to use some of the things that he taught us, some of the things that he instilled in us, just to come together and figure out how we're going to change our culture together without him being present. And I think he'll be honored with that. So I tested the collard greens to find out why in the hell the collard greens, I can't eat the collard greens. So everybody on my post earlier today, you are absolutely right. No collard greens, because the collard greens at a 6.5, it is acidic and it is not good for our system. So now I know and I feel comfortable for myself. And now I know. So now when somebody else says, I want some collard greens. No, baby, don't do the collard greens because, I tested it. It's a 6.5. So this is what you guys start doing, guys. Don't just always just be so quick to, take someone else's perspective. Challenge their perspective. Everything Dr. Sebi say, I research it myself to find out how I can understand it in my way. Because if I understand it in my way, then I can bring the information to you, and then you can then transition the information to the people that God has in line for you. So let's also talk about this gene food consistency, and we're going to wrap things up. Because, again, we don't have very good connection. So, one thing that I notice when a lot of people are inquiring about their herbs, they'll say, oh, I have high blood pressure, or, oh, I have diabetes, or my son has autism, and what do I need? First and foremost, it's okay to come to someone, especially the people that sell the herbs that are very knowledgeable about this. But I want you to make sure that you can at least do some basic research so you know what the person is telling you could be in line of what it is that you are studying. So one of the first things you need to ask yourself, what is the disease? Okay. If the disease, let's say, is autism, okay? Autism has something to do with the brain function, okay? So that's the next question. First question, what's the disease? Autism. That's number one. Number two, what part of the body is that disease affecting you the most? Okay, the brain, all right? Break it down simple so we know what we're talking about and what we're doing and how we can heal ourselves and heal other people. Disease is autism. It's affecting the brain. I put a perfect chart from another earth angel on the wall today. At the very top, it showed the full body. It showed the body is made from minerals, and it shows you the different parts of the bodies that affect what and what mineral go with that. That is prime. I was so happy when I seen that today, and I can post it because I knew a part of my message was going to be that. So I said, sir, what you need, he will give you what you need. So, what's the disease? Autism. Where is it affecting? The brain. What mineral affects the brain the most? Zinc. Okay? I'm looking at the sheet. Don't believe me? After the live, go find the sheet, print it, put it on your wall, put it on your mirror. You need to have that. Okay, so that way you can understand what is going on, why you need this herb, why you need this mineral, why your life not right, why you even got white spots on your fingernails. I just learned that today, right here. Deficiency. No, let me tell you. It shot me. Where is it? How you know that you have deficiency of iron? You ever look at your fingernails and you may have these little white spots on your fingernails? That's an indication that you may have some iron deficiency. Tyrone also has in the back of his book, certain body parts that tells you if you have that deficiency. So let me get back off track. So this is how you can kind of understand what's going on and why you need such and such mineral. So you can kind of put the pieces together yourself and know what it is that you need and why you need it. So again, let me get back on track. What's the disease? Autism. What part of the body is it affecting? The brain. What mineral affects the brain the most or a lot? Zinc, magnesium, lithium, potassium. Okay, so then now you go and you search the necessary herb. So for zinc, what type of food helps with zinc? Let's see. I didn't have that down. So you research that basically. I didn't write it down. So we have to research that. We have to find out what food is consistent, with our genes or whatever it is that's going on in our body. Because what Dr. Sebi also teaches us is that we have to feed our body along with the minerals that is in our body. That's how we feed ourselves. Because if you're feeding your system a whole lot of acid stuff, it's no acid in our body. Acid is not a part of the 102 minerals that we need in our system. Acid is nowhere. So we eating all this stuff, sugar with acid. You look at your sodium by acid. Where's the acid going to go? what is it going to be consistent with inside of our body? You look on the back of these food labels, you have products in these in the foods that we eat, like the post made about the can and the hormones and all that kind of stuff. If the ingredients in the pack is not consistent with the minerals that we need in our body, it is going to work against us, guys. So we have to first find out what part of the body we're affected with based on what the disease is, then what mineral is attached to that part of the body, and then when we find out what mineral, what herb is consistent with that mineral, and what food is consistent with that mineral. Then now we know if you have white spots. I'm going from autopsy because I'm autism. Now we know if you got white spots on your fingernails, you may have low iron deficiency. So now I need to make sure I'm eating a lot of kale, and I need to be drinking a lot of sarsaparilla, because I know I have some iron deficiency because I see it on my fingernails. I never even knew that to the day, so I was doing my research. I was like, wait a minute. I do have a couple of white spots. And I asked I wonder did I have these white spots was a little bit, bigger before, because it's not that big now. It's just, maybe like 2 fingers that it's on. But I'm like wondering like what else, could be going on. If you have iron deficiency, it could be your muscles hurt a lot. If you have a lot of pain in your muscles, you have some type of iron deficiency. So what do you need to do? You need to find some herb with some iron, and you also need to find the food that has a lot of iron to be able to be consistent with that part of our body. So it's simple. It's like common sense. Once you actually really break it down and understand what Dr. Sebi is saying, then we can know for ourselves and don't necessarily have to be relied on somebody else's perspective, especially if they may be incorrect. Even myself, please challenge me if I'm wrong, because I'm learning just like you learning, and I bring forth the information that I learned with you, so that way we know how to transition the information to everybody else. So also, you need to be able to improve your physical performance. If you have some low iron deficiency, you got to build yourself up. Take a walk. That's why they say you do some exercise 30 minutes a day. Ever since I started drinking sarsaparilla so much, I actually crave the sun, to where in the middle of the day I'm at work, I got to go outside and walk at 12 noon in the heat, okay, in the dark, and if I'm not dark, in the sun, and it feels so good when I do that. I get back to my desk, I drink my eternal water, and it's like my body is recharged, like literally, like electricity. Another thing we have to consider when it comes to gene food consistency, what he always say about protein. What is protein? Basically, protein is meat. And many people say, girl, we got to have protein. That's a lie. They told us we had to have protein. What is protein? It is meat. And what do we have to do to eat the meat? We have to kill it. So if our body is living, energetic, electricity, then how in the world, and I never thought about this, so I heard Dr. Sebi say it so many times, how in the world do we expect for something dead to supply some type of mineral, a type of energy to something that's living? It's dead. It's stressed out by the time they killed it. The pest is hell because they know they was going to die. So hormones and energy that animal had, we eat it, and then we take on it. Our behavior, our attitude is based on the food that we eat. If we eat mad food, we mad people. God knows. And my spell, I was craving fried okra a lot. So I went to the restaurant to get some fried okra one day, and the whole window screen, the drive-thru screen was broke out. Like broke. I said, see, these people is mad and going crazy over this food. Over the meat, over the chicken, or whatever it is that you eat. How in the hell do we expect something to dead to suffice and feed something that's living? If we living, nothing dead ain't gonna do nothing for us. But they had to convince us this is the life that we needed to live, because when we came over here from Africa, we just had to learn how to eat what they eat. They educated us to do things how they do things and how they feel that things should go. We never really had nothing of our own as African American people. And this is why Dr. Sebi traveled to Africa. He traveled to the land to the beginning to find out what is missing from what we left and what we have now. And one thing that he surprised me with the video today I watched, he surprised me. He was like, I went over there to Africa. I went to several different areas of Africa, and I see all these trees and all these minerals and all these herbs that's still there. They didn't bring our food with us, but people right there in Africa don't even know that they got hoodia and all this stuff right there, and they don't even touch it because the European shipping all them damn cattle and cows into Africa, and we all are now addicted to blood, sugar, and starch. And that blood, sugar, and starch got us sick. We can't connect to God. And we just not even thinking for ourselves. Okay? Not even thinking for ourselves. But when we get back to what we need, what is consistent with ourselves, then God can use us the way that he need to use us, because we clean and we can function properly, and we won't have mucus filled up all over the place and can't even, move around and do what God has us to do. We can't even realize the love that we have, what we need for each other as a people. We can't be tolerant with each other. We get aggravated. You say something to me and I don't feel, why is you talking to me right now? Oh my God, I can't right now. I mean, no, guys. We need to be tolerant of each other. We need love. And we cannot get love if we eating meat from from an animal that was stressed, completely stressed at the time he was killed, just so we can feed our body. So we're taking dead products and trying to feed it to a live being and then expect for us to live our best life. Common sense. This is common sense. So everything has to be consistent. What food are you eating? What's in this food? Is this food consistent with any minerals in my body? Is this food going to help my cell rejuvenate itself? Is this food going to help my kidney flush itself out so it can operate properly? What's in this food that's going to be consistent with the magnesium in my body, which is one of the 102 minerals, the potassium in my body? Potassium sends oxygen to the brain. Okay, so I need some stuff that has some potassium in it. Potato chips got potassium in it? I don't know, I'm asking. I doubt it. But does hot dogs have potassium in it? Does hot dogs have magnesium in it? I mean, we just have to think for a second. And if it does have magnesium, does it have acid in it that'll work against the zinc? I mean, you have to kind of make sense of what's on these, foods that we're eating and why the nutrition of God is the way that it is. And trust me, there's been a lot of discrepancies with the nutrition of God. They have been working on that nutrition of God a lot. So we just can't be all aggravated with each other about what is there, what is not, what you're using, what you're using. I understand, because what Dr. Sebi has done, he's picked out the food that is less damaging for us. Picked out the food that will provide some type of mineral for us. If it's not on the list, guys, it means it is affecting your body in a way that it should not. And what we're all trying to do is return to our natural state of being so we can cleanse ourselves, we can love ourselves, and we can be our best persons. So this is why the nutritional God is that way. But we need to learn to be tolerant of each other. Just help people understand and learn how to understand for yourself. What is consistent with your system? What's the disease? What part of the body is it affected? What food and what herb is consistent with that? Because that's what I need to fill my system with. So now that I know that I may have some iron deficiency because I got these white spots on my nails, every day is sarsaparilla, especially during this fast. And then other things, to help your lady parts, the red clover and, the red raspberry or whatever it is that you have. You got excess belly up here. That excess belly is basically parasites, even in me right now, because I'm not completely just flushed all out clean, as you can see. But, if you have this excess belly in the front, that is filled with worms and parasites and fat just been sitting there and just in festered in your body. So you need some yellow dot. You need some black walnut. You know, if you can't afford to go and get the compounds, and invest into, you know, the official compounds that Dr. Sebi has provided for us, then you have other people that sell the herbs. You have Teapot Naturals that remove the cost restraints from you because it's only $2 per herb. You know, get your herb, get your yellow dot, get your black walnut. You research these things for yourself. Every email that I send has a description of every herb that I have. So that way you can know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why it's important for you to do it. So just keep in mind, gene food consistency, okay? What is consistent with your body? If it's a problem in your knees, or if, better yet, not your knees. If you have thyroid problems, what is best for the thyroids? The thyroids is usually happening in the, you know, in the midsection area, I believe. You know, so you want to make sure you have what? Maybe some sea moss. Sea moss is perfect for thyroids, okay? And if the thyroids are removed, it can come back. It can come back because your system will naturally regrow and, you know, and regenerate its organs. So what is it that you need to eat to help your thyroids to come back so your body can, you know, operate in a normal, natural way? Some sea moss. You know, fill yourself up with the sea moss, the bladderwrack, you know, things like that that helps with the thyroids. Maybe some red clover and red raspberry because it helps with your intestinal, with the lady part areas too. That's more of your lady tea. For the men, burdock root, real high on iron. So this is why you must know. Don't always go by somebody else's perspective, not even mine. Research for yourself because one day I'll be gone. And what will please me the most, if I'm gone in spirit, then I can look down, look to the side. You won't see me, but I see you and say, yes, you listen and you transition the information properly. You don't want to just tell somebody what it is. You want to tell them what it is and then teach them how to find out for themselves so they know without a shadow of a doubt that the information that I'm bringing to you is exactly what you need to know. So that's why I basically wanted you to understand, for you guys to understand and spread this message. Don't always 100% rely on other people's perspectives. We've been relying on our parents for years. We've been relying on our pastors and our ministers for years. And the veil have been lifted to where everybody been lied and manipulated. And now in the Sebi, if you are a Sebi-an, you're in the Sebi-an Hall, you into this African environmental balance, you have discovered some lies like crazy. And you have changed your life. And it is your responsibility to make sure that you change as many people's life around you that want. Because one thing, you can't force people to do this. People have to want to do this. They have to be so frustrated with themselves, just like you was frustrated with yourself. And if a person, you have people that may come in today, oh, I'm ready. But then life hit them tomorrow and they're not ready. It's okay. They'll get to the point where they're ready. You just keep moving with you and you keep doing what God needs you to do. You keep cleansing yourself and people are watching you. People are watching you and they changing their life because you changing your life. So you just got to make sure you keep it going, keep it moving, but have your own perspective. Use common sense. What is natural? What is not? No seeds, it ain't natural. And if it does have seeds, then I need to test it and see what the alkaline pH level in it is. Because if it's anything over a 7.0, it's acidic. Collard greens is not on the list because it is 6.5 pH level. It is acidic. I tested myself. I didn't wait for somebody to chime in and tell me that, which they did. I thought it wasn't. But the question is, you thought it wasn't, but did you know why it wasn't? So you have to first find out your why for yourself. So now you can go, no, it's not, because it was tested and I did it and it's a 6.5. So find out for yourself. Get your get your pH strips. You know, find out things for yourself so that way you don't always have to go off somebody else's perspective, because some people can be inaccurate sometimes, even myself. And I haven't had anybody to come in and challenge me and tell me what I've been saying is inaccurate as of yet. But trust me, I am open for the conversation because that's how I learn. People learn through your mistakes. Because if you don't make no mistakes, then that means you ain't feeling no pain and you ain't growing. So sometimes you got to make mistakes to grow. So that's what I wanted you to know, wanted to deliver to you guys tonight and share with your family and friends. Understand what is consistent with your body. And please be prepared for the fast. 2017, January 1st, 21-day fast that you must be prepared and must be a part of. So I love you. God bless. Y'all be easy tonight. I'm still healing, still getting this mucus out of my system. It will never happen to go. Happen to go. It would never happen again. Because if I wasn't ready before, honey, which I know I was, but things happen, life happened, we all human. And I slipped up just like most of us do. And probably most of you will. But honey, sometimes that slip up is what will really get you right on the right track. Because I promise you right now, I will not be eating no more banana pudding ever in my life. And I will not be eating no more macaroni and cheese ever again in my life with what it is that I have experienced in the last 4 days. So I love you. Y'all keep it easy. Y'all sleep, wake up. Join me here next Thursday. I don't know what the topic will be. God is in control. And keep on going with this fast. 7 days. We got 6 days to go. Bless. Good night.